Do you have a healthy home? I'm Chris, and I'm going to create a series discussing what to look out for. I've recovered from being deathly ill, having chronic fatigue, multiple chemical sensitivities, Lyme disease, mold toxicity, and much more. It took years and a lot of painful learning to discover how to optimize a home for healthy living. Good health is the most valuable thing in the world, and I want to help you achieve that. First and foremost is going to be water. If you drink tap water, maybe it's time to reconsider. The contents of water in your area will be highly individual to your general location and maybe for your specific house. There are many minerals and chemicals in water that we would prefer not to drink. So let's dive right in to discuss the concerns with water and what I did to create a healthier household for myself. Tap water, first of all, can contain disinfectant byproducts such as chlorine. You've got chemical contaminants, pesticides, and herbicides. Industrial chemicals may enter water sources through runoff. Fluoride can be added to the water supply or is naturally occurring. Nitrates and nitrites run off from agriculture and sewage. We find pharmaceuticals in water in trace amounts. There is also naturally occurring radioactive elements like radium and uranium. Volatile organic compounds, VOCs, from industrial work, fuel storage, and chemical spills. We find microplastics from pollution or even washing your synthetic clothing, which of course I'm not wearing. Aluminum and arsenic. There may also be lead or copper due to the pipes in your home. While some of these will be eliminated through water treatment plants, new ones will be added, such as disinfection byproducts or DBPs. These small quantities of pollutants can really add up. It's very clear that DBPs have been shown to disrupt ovarian function, spermatogenesis, and fertility outcomes, even at concentrations that are found in tap water. Fluoride is another common additive to tap water. Studies show that fluoride can be problematic for the thyroid hormone system of the body. Thyroid is very important for everything from metabolism to levels of energy. When thyroid levels are disrupted, it can lead to depression. Much better to avoid added fluoride and to optimize our thyroid for improved mood, sleep, reproduction, bone and tissue health. There are many types of water filters, some of which can be very affordable. Given the large magnitude of benefits from drinking clean water, I feel it is well worth it to consider a water filter for your home. My top picks for drinking water to avoid these contaminants include reverse osmosis water or distilled water. While many people seek out mineralized water, the amount of beneficial minerals you receive are negligible. Along with the minerals we want, you are also ingesting many unwanted elements such as sulfates, iron, manganese, and aluminum. Often concerned with drinking empty or depleted water, people may shy away from reverse osmosis or distilled waters. It's not true that water such as reverse osmosis or distilled, sometimes called empty water, can absorb nutrients or minerals from the body. Even if they did in small quantities, it would be easy to replenish by other means. Reverse osmosis water filters will run water through multiple filters repeatedly, removing contaminants until there are very tiny amounts remaining in the water. A water distiller, on the other hand, will boil water and create steam. Most of the non-water molecules in the original water are unable to evaporate, leaving the condensed steam to be collected, which is nearly pure H2O. A concern I have with water distillers is just the large amount of power required and the costs associated with that to boil and create all of your distilled water. It might be more cost effective to buy distilled water, but if it comes in plastic bottles, now we've introduced plastic back into our drinking water. So, these are both perfectly healthy choices. I would seek the minerals you are hoping to acquire from other sources, like high quality food or supplements, without all of the unwanted substances found in unclean water. A good example would be using like a topical magnesium chloride lotion or spray to reintroduce magnesium that may have been removed from our water. This way, we can get the hydration we need, the proper minerals, and none of the junk that we're trying to avoid. There are countertop, under the sink, and whole house options available for reverse osmosis systems. I personally use a reverse osmosis countertop filter. I really enjoy the taste of reverse osmosis water, and many people report it to be very smooth. Even at room temperature, I find it refreshing. Now, tap water, on the other hand, might taste okay when cold, but the minerals, metals, and chemicals are much more obvious at room temp and can taste pretty bad. This might be overboard, but my last 2 vacations I flew my reverse osmosis water system halfway across the world with me. I believe the water we drink can have a huge impact on our health. Now that we have sorted out drinking water, what comes into contact with our skin is also very important. We are capable of absorbing high amounts of minerals and chemicals through our skin. There are plenty of topical drugs on the market with a very high efficacy. This should not be as overlooked as it often is. These drugs work for a reason. I would think twice about emptying a bottle of soap into a hot bath. You will be marinating in a laundry list of chemicals, not only whatever is in the water, but also what's in the soap. A general rule I apply as best I can is just don't put it on your skin if you wouldn't put it in your mouth. Yes, we do absorb that much, and it matters. I mentioned copper pipes earlier for drinking water, and this certainly applies to baths and showers as well. Hot water corrodes copper pipes faster than cold water, and the corrosion releases copper ions into the water. A hot bath or shower in a home with copper pipes is a recipe to take in a lot of copper quite quickly. Excess copper is known for gastrointestinal distress, liver damage, kidney damage, neurological symptoms, neurological disorders, and even Wilson's disease. Copper is found in many foods such as meat, poultry, whole grains, beans, chocolate, fruit, nuts, and dark leafy greens. There is no need to seek out any additional copper. It's pretty much impossible to avoid in food. And too much copper is going to be problematic. So it's best not to bathe or shower in a house with copper pipes. But if you must, then flushing the pipes or letting it run and clearing out the still water before starting your shower will be helpful. Limiting time spent in the water will reduce the amount absorbed through your skin. And if you're brave enough, you could even do cold water, like a cold shower or cold bath. I lived in an apartment with copper pipes for 8 years, and hot showers, an inadequate water filter. That meant a lot of accumulation of copper for me, and that was long enough to cause serious health repercussions. My liver suffered the most, and I suspect the copper was the source of my chemical sensitivity issues, possibly chronic fatigue as well. I moved from this location, and it took multiple years to resolve these symptoms. When ingesting or absorbing copper, it is very stimulating. It can wake you up, fill you with energy, and provide a drug-like effect short term, but it is harmful in excess over longer periods. As I detoxed copper, it induced a large amount of brain fog and rendered me useless most days. This is all gone, resolved now, and my liver's doing great. So, copper is only one element, but let's not forget all the other elements and chemicals in our tap water that also give reason to limit time in the shower. If you do have the luxury of a whole house water filter, this is the ideal solution. There are filters that can be placed at the shower head, which can also be helpful. If you're really sensitive or just really want to avoid all potential contaminants, the final options are to sponge bath with reverse osmosis or distilled water, or you could find a clean water source like a river or an ocean to bathe in. It is fantastic that we have modern purification practices to ensure our water is free of harmful pathogens or parasites. But we can always do a little more ourselves just to make our water safer and healthier for our own consumption. To recap, reverse osmosis and distilled water make the best drinking water and potentially the best sponge bath. The best thing I have found to do is to remove the contaminants. I generally do not recommend adding anything to water unless you want electrolytes. It's well worth taking precautions with the water we drink and the water we submerge ourselves in. Watch your health improve as we eliminate various household risks. Comment below with your favorite water purification devices, and please keep an eye out for the next video highlighting more potential dangers in your home. Thanks.